Hi there. Hope all is well. This is Jenna from JennaMarieVargas.com. I today wanted to talk to you a little bit about finding something you love to do and then figuring out a way to get paid for it. So we're going to go through some key information and topic areas to really get you brainstorming and kind of figuring out what is it that I enjoy doing and what is an area that I feel like an expert in and would be great at doing. So the first thing is figuring out if you are currently in a position or a career, whether that is a professional career or you own your own business, and you're really boggled down and you don't feel like you have that work-life time, flexibility, and really a purpose for what it is that you're doing. So overall, it can be very daunting, very overwhelming. By all means, it's figuring out what kind of strategy you can put in place and then step by step working towards getting to that large vision or really coming up with like an action plan. So the overall overwhelming aspect is not only figuring out what you want to do, but how you're going to get there in transition. So everyone's journey is a little bit different. So it's kind of figuring out what's unique to you and how it is that you're going to be able to transition, whether you're transitioning or changing from your current career or making some tweaks and doing some outsourcing and automation maybe for a business that can really free up your time on the life side and spend more time with family. As far as an assignment, if you want to take out a sheet of paper, I want you to make 2 columns. The first section is going to be what are my hobbies, passions, what really lights me up that I'm excited about, maybe I haven't done in a while, but back in the day or as a child, this was something I was excited about. So for me, it's probably teenage into college years, it was more of the broadcasting, the video, the radio, that really gets me excited. Yes, it's a little nerve-wracking, but then also it is also exciting to kind of see the final product and what it takes, the steps to get there. So for me, that's my passion hobby area. And then the second column is going to be what is an area, multiple areas of maybe expertise or areas that you've been focusing on throughout your career. Hopefully you did enjoy some aspects of those expert areas, but maybe you even ask some friends and family, like what are areas that you find that I'm really great at, and getting their feedback. So spending, whether it's a few hours or a few days to really collect that information, and then you want to kind of see what areas cross and are connected between those 2 columns, because you'll be surprised to find that there are actual career opportunities or a business that you can create with those 2 identifying areas, whether it's the passion hobby area on into the expertise. So that's exciting. So that is the initial overview to get started. So you have to kind of figure out career-wise, in the position that you're in, kind of stepping back a moment, have you ever just thought to yourself that you would want to start a business? Or are you the type of person that prefers working for an established company, but maybe you're looking for the work-life, transitioning to more of like a work-at-home opportunity that provides a little bit more flexibility to schedule in, whether it's workouts or kids' activities or just your day-to-day to-dos. Because a lot of times when you are working at home, whether it's for yourself or others, it's figuring out the big picture, big plan, what are the deadlines, due dates, and vision, and then working towards it versus let me clock in from 9 to 5. And that's a different type of lifestyle, different mindset when it comes to business and overall satisfaction. So just wanted to throw that idea out there. So ask yourself, we're going to go into the next phase of this, is asking yourself, is there somebody else that I've seen already kind of paved the way into the type of career that I would like for that work-life satisfaction and overall finding that purpose of why you're here and what it is that you enjoy doing. So is there somebody that has already done that maybe you can have as like a mentor or reach out and ask some questions of what they did to get from, step by step. Maybe there's a nonprofit that's close to heart that you are like, I could totally transition maybe from one type of industry over to nonprofit because I feel there's more purpose and drive and reason behind what it is that they do. And I have their values and their purposes. It aligns with what my core values align with. Let's see some other ideas. Maybe there's a company that has a great marketing campaign you find incredibly clever, and you like that this company in particular, if you were to work for an established company and have maybe telecommuting or some flexibility, that they have the type of not only environment and culture, but maybe they have you are able to express more of the creative outlet that you're craving. And maybe you aren't ready to start your own business and branch out on your own, but this allows for not only the purpose, but they have the creative outlet that you're looking for. And then as far as the next step, I would say if we could write out 25 different companies or types of businesses that you'd want to start. So you would have these two avenues. So whether you want to work for an established company and have more flexibility, maybe working from home, but actually still being a full-time, part-time, or contract employee through or contractor for an established company. Or the second one is writing out 25 different like business ideas or freelance opportunities. So you're kind of at this fork and you need to figure out what area you want to research. And again, I was at a point a few years back that I was at the fork in the road. Do I start my own business and either be a freelance entrepreneur or go in this direction and work for an established company, but maybe find something that I could do from home? So I have that, you know, you kind of are at this area that you need to figure out which way to navigate. So with the research, you want to dive deep into ideas. What is your ideal situation with these companies? So when you're doing the research, figuring out what kind of companies have the work environment and culture you're looking for. What do they value? And what is the overall maybe feedback from other employees that are currently working there, whether it's Glassdoor.com, you can get some overall reviews and feedback from current employees or previous employees. And then on the business side, whether it's freelance or entrepreneur avenue, it's kind of figuring out what type of, do I want to have a product-based business or a service or maybe a combination? There's lots of different opportunities, but more so doing the research on these different industries, your competitors, what would make your business or freelance expertise a little bit different and why others would want to hire you versus the competitor. So now's the time to do the research between those two avenues, whether you want to focus on one or both, and figuring out what it is that you love to do and what you'd be great at doing. And then do you want to work independently? Do you need the benefits, or are you okay working as a contractor and paying independently for not only the health, you know, major medical, dental, and vision, but also for, instead of the 401k through a company, doing a Roth IRA and maximizing the $6,000 per year. So it's really figuring out what is it that you want. What are you passionate about doing? What are you an expert in? And then narrowing in on what the most ideal situation is for you, and planning ahead. Let's see here. Another good idea is figuring out industry-wise, maybe some news and events that are happening, just so you can better understand and stay in tune with the industry of what's really happening, and if it's a good idea to stay in your current industry or transition out. Research is a lifelong process, so continuing to stay in tune and in touch with what's happening in the industry. So when you're looking at not only owning your own business, whether it's entrepreneur or freelancers having an expertise in working for multiple companies, if you are the type of person that prefers to work for an established company, but maybe working from the home office, you want to think, there's small companies, there's medium and large companies. So typically the smaller companies are going to be the ones that have a little bit more flexibility, though you're wearing multiple hats and doing a lot more because they don't have as many employees. On the flip side, a larger company might not be as flexible, but in the future, if you wanted to be an entrepreneur and branch out, or even like a freelancer and have an expertise, a larger company, though it might not be as flexible initially, you will gain a lot of experience in both, you know, small or large companies that eventually you can branch out into either an entrepreneur or a freelancer. So if you're planning ahead with your 5-year goals, let's say, and you're not yet feeling super confident about either an entrepreneur or freelancer role, you could plan ahead, find a great company to have a little more work-life flexibility, whether it's telecommuting or working from home, and then eventually maybe transition into an entrepreneur or freelance opportunity. So these are lots of great decisions that you need to research, come up with actual facts and information, and then in the end, it's totally up to you which direction you want to head. But again, this is informative information for you to make an educated decision. Overall, you want to immerse yourself in industry-related Q&As, panels, local events, whether it's formal or casual type of events, and local conferences. So you want to check out online. Each unique industry has their own, like for me, HR, there's HR, EDC, depending on your actual local chapters and so forth. There's different associations and industry related really great events to not only network, but also maybe find a mentor, get some referrals. And that's how I really was able to start up my business, was through face-to-face interaction and networking, and also getting referrals within the industry. And then last but not least, an example is like South by Southwest. It's one of the biggest and busiest conferences, which is a 10-day music conference for local independent films, covers music and emerging technology. So I'm not sure if you knew, but typically every industry has these types of events. So now it's time to do the research and look for local listings, and last but not least, get involved.